Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to another video. Alright, so I wanted to get on here real fast and tell a little Hijrah story before the girls and I go to pick up some Eid clothing. So yeah, when I was living in Saudi and I was I was teaching at a school there, grades KG to 12th. I wasn't teaching all those grades. I was teaching actually grade 1 through 5. But I gained a little reputation. The kids used to, the upper grades, like 11th graders and 12th graders, used to come to me for different English tips and peek in on my class and things like that, because I was like the language trainer. I was teaching phonics and accent training, right? So anyways, I remember coming up on some of the girls, the older girls in the library, and they of course they're praising America. Of course they're praising America. They're like, oh, America is, oh, they're just so smart. Most of the children were Egyptian. Even the administration was Egyptian. Yeah, the students were Egyptian. So they're praising America. They're just so intelligent. Oh my gosh. Because of course all of the, inventions that they come up with and things like that. And they're like leading the world in, not inventions. I don't want to say that for someone comes for me like, no, actually it's Japan, or no, actually, whatever country is coming up with the most inventions and then America steals it or whatever. They get influenced. I don't know. I'm just repeating what the girls were saying. So they're talking about, as far as advancements in medicine and things like that. So what I did say was this. Of course, it's not permissible to praise the kuffar in Islam. You can't praise the kuffar. You can't praise them. So basically, I was like, I just want to let y'all know this. The reason why the West is so advanced is because they have more time on their hands than the Muslims have had. They had a head start. And they also don't prioritize religion. I said the Muslim world has prioritized religion for centuries, right? And when they prioritized the religion, Allah gave them the upper hand, and Allah made them pioneers in innovation and new ideas in the dunya in the past. I said, but of course then what happened through history, due to many factors that I won't get into here. And the Muslims didn't have the status or the influence as they once did in the past, due to them abandoning Sunnah and not upholding the religion and the Sunnah the way that they once did. So I said the non-Muslims, they don't pray. They don't focus on religion. They've thrown religion behind their backs as well. And they focus purely on worldly gain. So I said, if you're in a race, right, and you stop and tie your shoelaces, who you think gonna win the race? I said the stopping and tying your shoelaces is basically the Muslims taking the time out to learn, to teach their people the religion, to pray. We have other concerns just besides just focusing on worldly advancements. So they're going to have a head start because that's their main focus. They have 24 hours, 7 days a week, every day in the month and in the year to focus on worldly gains. Whereas though the Muslim, he doesn't solely focus on worldly gains. So they're going to have a head start. In addition to that, they have gone through many catastrophes to get to allow them to be where they are. The more health catastrophes they've gone through, the more advanced they become in medicine because they didn't have a choice. Okay, they were afflicted with many illnesses throughout the last 150 years where they had to advance. And before that, of course, before the advancement of medicine, they were afflicted with all sorts of plagues. But in recent, I'll say the last 150 years, they've advanced in medicine because they were afflicted with so many diseases due to the sins that they committed. Fornication that they indulge in. All the illnesses that they indulge in from ill behavior, the sicknesses of the heart and the mind, they they were afflicted. So they tried to cure the afflictions, and they studied day and night, of course, to make breakthroughs of the and like this of this nature. And not just that, they're afflicted with other illnesses. Their children have illnesses. They have rare diseases that no one else has. So by them throwing away their religion and putting it behind their backs, Allah is allowing them to think that they are getting ahead and they're above the rest of the world due to their advancements. But actuality, it's they're being harmed. They're being harmed. They have things that other people don't have. The Muslims aren't afflicted with what they've been afflicted with. Yes, they have influence. Yes, they have status, but it came at a price, at a heavy price. So that's something that people have to think about. You can't just look at, oh, look what they have there. The West is this and the West is that. Look at their advancements. Look at what they've done. Look at what they've accomplished. Yes, but with great loss. They lost a lot. So with that loss came them, advancing in areas of dunya because that's what their preference was. So Allah gave it to them. That's what they strove for. So Allah gave it to them, So that's not something that that has to be taken in consideration and not just put on a pedestal as if they're just some geniuses, And I also had to do a talk at the school. They asked me to anyway. They asked me to talk to the girls, the high schoolers that were going to, attend university in the United States after they took their SATs. So I did that. I talked to the class. They asked me about myself. I told them about my background, where I come from, what I had to come through. And they were like, wow, how did you even get here? Like, how did you come through all of that and still try to focus on religion? I said, well, that's the only thing I had. Religion is the only thing that was going to save me from the pitfalls of my culture. That's the only thing that was going to save me, because other than that, you don't have a fight. You don't have a fight. And they were like, well, what is our chances of going there and not being influenced? I said, it's a very slim chance. The only way you're not going to be influenced heavily is if you find people who are holding on to their religion, on the campuses. You get with the Muslim leagues on the college campuses and stick to them. At least you'll have some remembrance of Allah, someone to remind you of staying on the straight path. I said, other than that, you're going to feel pressed. You're going to feel like you need to fit in. You don't want to feel ostracized, so people conform. You'll go there. You're going to want friends. You're going to want to be accepted. So you get influenced. I said, it happens. It happens. And sure enough, there were some students that my children's father, because we were both teaching at the same time, when the older students that he was teaching, high school students, they went to America, and we got word back. This was the teachers were telling us what happened the following year, that these two Egyptian students went to the United States, went to college, got into the drug game, selling narcotics with some Caucasians on the campus. Some deals went wrong, I guess. Maybe the guys, I think the Caucasian guys were trying to cheat them or whatever. The Egyptian boys, they were ruthless. They do, how they do in Egypt. They get crazy. They will slit your head wide open to the white meat, as we say in Philly. Split it to the white meat. So that's what one of the Egyptian boys I think, snapped one of the students' necks, their little partner, and the other one, he put him in a concussion. Both Egyptian boys basically was going to take out. They tried to take out the two Caucasian boys, and they were facing life in prison. They had only went to America for 1 year. They probably didn't even complete a full school year, because it was literally the following year. Those kids were 12th graders. They went to the United States for college. Astaghfirullah. May Allah, protect our children. But I'm like, yeah, that's what's waiting for you in America. That's what's waiting for you in America. Yep. So that's just something I wanted to share. It's crazy, but people got to know what they're getting themselves into. The Muslims make a lot of excuses. You can't even come at them at talking about corruption. Oh no, it's corruption in America. Don't ever try to explain to them that it's corruption in America, so don't go, because they're going to just come back with, well, it's corruption in Yemen, it's corruption in in Djibouti, it's corruption in here in Saudi, it's corruption everywhere. They don't care anything about that. They want the money and they want the status. Okay, that's what they want. They don't care about the corruption, because they're like, it's corruption everywhere around the earth. What you saying? You're not saying anything. So you can't do anything with that. You can't do anything with that at all. It has to purely be a call to Tawheed. It has to purely be a call to them leaving off the non-Muslim lands for Allah. Other than that, you can't do the comparison thing, because they're going to say it's corruption all over the earth. All right, so that's all I have to say. But girls are waiting for me. I just wanted to share that with y'all. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And remember that Hijrah mandate sacrifice. And I will see you all in the next video. Inshallah. Ma'as salama.